Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Well, not even really welcome back. It's like welcome to a No Cat Space pregame show. Look, it's LSU South Carolina. Okay, we are bringing you everything we got for this one. We have your pregame show here. Shawnee is literally parking as we speak at CLA to bring you boots on the ground coverage from this game, and we will be back right here live immediately at the buzzer with a No Cat Space post-game show. We're giving you everything that you need for one of the biggest matchups in the entire season. Everyone's looking forward to it. Tyler, Andrew Greer here with you. Before we dive into this preview, let me tell you about our friends at Home Field. Look, I'm repping the Home Field South Carolina pullover today. Fans, if you're in the building, go get it. Go get it. It's great. Genuinely, really good stuff. But folks, we've been waiting for this one. I mean, this is one of the games that immediately gets circled when you're talking about conference play. This is the game in the SEC. It has been for the past, really since Kim Mulkey's got there, frankly. It has been the game in the SEC, South Carolina versus LSU. Undefeated LSU, the home record streak at South Carolina, like that is on top of the world right now. This is going to be so fun. And then you get into, everything that's happened in the past year or so,
a little bit of history,
little squabble. But let's just dive into. We're kind of freestyling this one a little bit because I'm just interested to see where this conversation takes us in the sense of. But I do want to start off with keys of the game for each team individually. We can start off with the home team here, number 2. South Carolina. Andrew, I'll kind of just throw it to you first, and we'll just kind of go from here. But like from a South Carolina perspective, if South Carolina is going to win this game, they need to do X. For you, what is X?
Stay out of foul trouble. I think that is the thing that LSU does and does better than just about any team in America right now. They know how to get to the line. It is their one get out of jail free card every single game. And as bad as they look in certain matchups, they know they have Anissa Morrow first and foremost. And then they have Flau'jae Johnson, who are experts at drawing fouls when driving to the hoop. So if you are South Carolina, you know that's going to be the ball game. And to me, this is going to be the most interesting game because of a couple components that led up to it. And we know the preamble of how we got here, right? The big fight last year, Angel Reese and Camila Cardoso and Flau'jae Johnson's brother inexplicably. Cops are on the floor and we're like half step away from Malice at the Palace, but everybody kind of chills out a little bit. That leads to a quote in the media this week from Don Staley kind of saying, I want this to be called. And it wasn't anything bad. It was just essentially signaling to the refs, this can't get out of control again in the same way because it got off the rails last year. And that's what led to some of the physical stuff that we saw toward the end there. I'm wondering, though, does that work in LSU's favor if the whistles are tighter? And so that's my biggest curiosity is if the whistles are tighter, does that favor LSU? But you're in CLA and you're probably going to get a home whistle. So like where that whistle falls, I think is going to make or break what this game is. And I also can't understate, even without Ashlyn Watkins, this South Carolina defense is incredible. I can't believe how little they've missed a step with arguably the best shot blocker in the country on the damn bench. Sanaya Fagan's been excellent. Joyce Edwards is everything we thought Joyce Edwards was going to be when she first signed with South Carolina. So even if you have a team that can get to the line the way LSU likes to get to the line, you have a defense that's so good that they might just be able to not get called because they're playing such good defense on you in ways that other teams can't, and thus give Anissa Morrow 14 shots at the stripe. So the reffing, the physicality, the foul battle, that's going to be the one thing I'm watching the entirety of the game. I feel like it's going to decide the game script of all of this. Starts.
I'm with you. Greer, what are we feeling?
For me, it's like, can LSU get anything from Samaya Smith and Cheyenne Day Wilson? right? Day Wilson, since transferring from Miami, has been not good, just frankly, for LSU. And it just feels like a day, like for things to go right for LSU, like they need all 5 starters to be contributing. Because if you've ever been to a game at FCLA, like how intense that crowd is. They're going to be on 1,000. Everybody's pouring in from work tonight because it's the weekend. Sandstorm's going to go crazy in CLA tonight. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, Samaya, what's she doing down in the
get the towels out?
Yeah, that's right. I see you. Yeah. What is she? What are they able to do? Right. Like I feel pretty confident about Anissa Morrow showing up, Flage showing up, Michaela Williams showing up. But what are those other pieces gonna do for LSU?
Yeah, I completely agree. And Greer, I know you had made a point earlier in the chat, which I completely agree with, is like if you go star for star and like just kind of rank these teams out, it's not hard to make the argument to say that LSU has the 3 best players in this game with Flau'jae Johnson, Anissa Morrow, and Michaela Williams. Like, that is not a hard argument to make. But when you go like 4 through 10, everyone, like, it is truly, can LSU, to me, like this, like where my head is at it with this is, I don't think LSU, I think they can outstar you in the sense of like individual production. But South Carolina is such a well-oiled machine that even with the star power, you're going to need 15 from Gilbert off the bench. You're going to need a Samaya to the point that you're just making. I still don't know, even with the star power that LSU has, which I find it hard-pressed to make an argument to put anyone else in that top 3 right now with this current performances. I still don't know. Like, it's from a team perspective, whether it just be the defensive side of the ball or just in general, like, it's an uphill battle for LSU. Even and this is, I want to pose this question as well, because we also kind of briefly talked about this in the chat. Is this LSU's best opportunity to beat South Carolina since Kim Mulkey has arrived at LSU? Like, obviously, we had playing at CLA makes it a whole different challenge. But I mean, from a roster perspective, I think you can make that argument. So I'm interested in kind of expanding on this. If this is LSU's best chance to get a win for the first time since like 2012 or something like that, like it's been a very, very long time since LSU has beat South Carolina, and certainly not since Kim Mulkey has been the head coach of the Tigers. So I'm interested in what y'all's perspective on that is when it comes to if this is their best chance since Kim Mulkey has arrived at LSU.
Greer, you go first. I have to think about this.
No doubt. I mean, you don't have a Camila Cardoso or Aaliyah Boston down in the paint, being just all-time great post players. Joyce Edwards has been phenomenal for SC so far this season, but the reality is she's still a freshman.
Yeah.
They just don't have the experience down low. And just if I'm Anissa Morrow, no tea, no shade, I'm not really worried about anybody that SC's throwing at me. Like, they could switch up the matchup. They could throw a few people on her, right? Like, I think maybe different looks will be a part of the game plan, but like, I trust Anissa Morrow. She's a double queen. She's got, like, I think the last 4 games she's scoring, or her double doubles are 20-10 double doubles. I'd be feeling incredibly confident right now if I'm Anissa Morrow. And, we also talked a little bit about, SEC Player of the Year, National Player of the Year. What's the other one? All-Americans, right? And like, this is a prime opportunity for a player like Morrow to say, put me in every one of those conversations.
Yep.
And I deserve to be there. So,
look, I'm with you. Andrew, before we get to your point, I do want to toss to something special here. For the first time in No Cap Space history,
a live shot.
We got live boots on the ground. You are live boots on the ground, making your way into CLA.
Boots.
Tony,
boots.
Boots.
I don't know if y'all can see.
Yeah, we see you. You're here. We hear you. We see you. Give us the rundown. What is the live feeling at CLA as you make your way inside here?
Well, I'm doing a lap, right? Because media entrance is around back, so I'm gonna be tired. But lines are long. Nobody's fought yet, so that's good. Because they was getting a little active on the internet. So far so good. Like, people look hype. It's a big game. It is crowded. Looks like people got off work early. It's game day. It's a beautiful day. The weather is nice. Like, it's just good feelings. But it's packed here, so they showed up.
We're talking about like 90-10 South Carolina. Have you seen any LSU fans yet?
All right, I don't know if you can see behind me.
It's a lot of Garnet.
Yes, a lot of Garnet. There's one.
Oh.
I don't know how you see the jacket.
Yeah,
you see the jacket. Yeah, you see the jacket. You see the jacket.
Tim Moki fan, I've never seen one.
The Moki Hive is out. I see a Chicago Bulls jacket. I don't know why. That's Laker jacket. I don't know.
Now I'm confused.
We need a Moki fit prediction.
That's actually let me because she's been kind of demure this season. You know what I'm saying? Like she's toned it down a bit. So I think she popped out in something today.
Look, it's a national stage. It ain't gonna get probably to a bigger stage than this one.
Okay, hold on, because game day is not here. So it's like
she still packed the fit though. I still think
I don't know because like when they talked to her, she was like, I'm just worried about the snow. So if she just packed a coat.
Nah.
That means she got more layers. That's more opportunity for crazy shit.
Look, I'm hearing Panda on the outside, Bald Eagle on the inside.
I need like a glitter bubble coat. Like if she's just got the puffer jacket, I need her in some pelly. I need I need an Avrix. Like I need her to pull up in something.
What's the multi fit? What's your multi fit today?
Listen, I don't think we're topping the glitter puffer. I just don't. I don't think we're topping it. Maybe like a little like some sequin Tims match. You know what I'm saying? Like,
sequin Tims is nuts. That's an insane prediction. I would like to see it. I ain't gonna hold you.
Let's bring out the bedazzler. Get to work.
What's the Dawn Staley fit prediction?
She's chilling because it's not.
Wait, hold on. Contract extension. Dawn
it's a money fit. It's a money fit tonight. It's a money fit.
Oddly enough, I just saw her pull up a little bit ago while I was like parking, and I was like, "Girl, what you doing? Where you been?" Like, hello?
Media lots.
Hey, yo, they was like, when they say an hour before the game, they mean everybody gets in an hour before the game. Like, no exceptions. And I was like, oh, okay, true. But I didn't see what she had on. I just saw her like parking. So I'm about to go see. I will get y'all make sure y'all follow us on Twitter. I'm about to have the updates.
Yes. Well, Sean,
hop out one more time with us once you get into the arena.
I got you. I'm about to get in line now. Yeah. I'm gonna put my stuff down. Are y'all still gonna be on?
We're planning on we're planning on being here for a minute, so we're with you. So just hop in and out. When I see you, I'll pull you up on stage and we'll make this shake.
Bet. I'm heading in now, so I'll check back in a minute.
All right, thank you, live reporter Shawnee.
Wow,
woo, that's y'all just saw No Cap Space history. Let me get this up.
First No Cap Space live shot. How about that?
That's going up on Twitter. All
right.
Okay.
By the way, just for record's sake, Dawn Staley, black sweatshirt, A1 logo. Of course, she has a contract.
No.
Branding, folks.
Hey, look. I mean, if there was ever going to be a time to get the product placement off, now is.
I mean, I can't front. I think that would go hard as shit.
No, that'd be kind of a flex.
Of course, we got paid would go hard as hell on a sweatshirt.
Yeah, no, that'd be a flex. I'm not gonna lie. Andrew, taking it back to the question we were at before we brought up Shawnee, is this Kim Mulkey's best opportunity as we enter this game to get that first win over South Carolina in comparison to past matchups?
I'm going to say no, because I think last year's team was a lot better. They just didn't perform as well as we thought they would. And to be honest, perform as well as we thought they would is a bit of a misnomer, given that they ran into Iowa and lost in the NCAA tournament. Like you ran into an eventual finalist earlier than you would have liked. So I don't think you can even throw the season results out for that. They hung close with South Carolina most of last year. Angel Reese, everybody's on this team. Angel Reese and Issa Morrow, Flage, Michaela Williams. The construction was a little funky with HVL, and I think there was some forcing of pieces that didn't necessarily work the way they do now. But even with SC's team as good as they were last year, I think that was Mulkey's roster last year that had the best shot on paper of beating them. Now, I do think this year is interesting because I think they're a tier slightly lower in terms of pure floor talent than last year's teams. I think South Carolina and LSU both. But I think in a way they're a little more evenly matched because of it. Last year would be like, I don't know, a 9.9 versus a 9.7 in terms of, roster talent. I think this year it's more like 9.4 and 9.3 maybe. Like the margins are lower, but they're closer, if that makes sense. And because of that, I don't think it's her best roster chance to beat South Carolina from a talent perspective. But I think this is her best chance to win in general, because I think because that floor has come down and that margin is tightened, it might not be the best team that might have beaten South Carolina in her tenure here, but it is the best opportunity to catch South Carolina when they're not on paper talent as good as they've been in the past. With that said, they're vaporizing everybody in their path. So talent only matters to a certain degree. Like Dawn Staley is still there and doing Dawn Staley shit. So I honestly, man, I think this thing's going to end in like a two possession game. I don't think it's going to be a blowout, just because I don't think Mulkey teams, not since that 88-64 game a couple of years back, Mulkey gets her teams up for this, man. And it's clear to her she wants to win this too, because we're not in rivalry place right now with this. We are in a place where and context is basketball only, folks. Pistons versus Celtics, where after a couple of years, the Pistons couldn't get by the Celtics, until they finally did. Jordan couldn't get by the Pistons, for the first couple of years of his career until he finally could. I feel like the same is happening here with Mulkey and South Carolina. She just keeps hitting, the unstoppable force keeps hitting the immovable object, and the immovable object isn't moving. So you end up with this year where, from a narrative perspective, I think Kim Mulkey's got to get one of this one preferably, to be able to say to people and LSU boosters, frankly, that I can beat SC. I can beat Dawn Staley. It is entirely possible to do this.
Yeah. No, I don't think that's wrong at all. This comment from Joe here, the game at PMAC they probably should have won. That probably was the one that
I would say so.
That you're definitely,
I think, if I recall.
Yeah. No, that game was nuts. And then not even getting into the SEC tournament game. That game was great too. But yeah, the PMAC one last year felt like the one, if this was gonna happen, you're kicking yourself you didn't get that one to kind of break the curse, if you wouldn't not even call it that, but to break this streak. I did kind of want to touch on, you had mentioned the streak that Anissa Morrow is on right now, and I kind of want to compare and contrast. I feel like the big thing since Ashton Watkins has went down was okay, South Carolina enters into this ranked opponent gauntlet, 5 straight ranked opponents from the time that Ashton Watkins goes down. To your point, Andrew, handled very decisive. Like no real issues at all. But to your point, Greer, Anissa Morrow is on a 4-game streak of 20 and 10 double-doubles, including a 23 and 21 double-double against Tennessee. And so the question I want to pose is, knowing the streak and what Anissa Morrow is doing right now, from a rebounding perspective, because we saw, especially early in that Texas game, was probably like the most like, okay, what's going on here with the offense rebounding? Obviously, Texas did not finish those buckets. It ended up not mattering in the grand scheme of that game because it was a blowout. But we kind of saw, like, for the first time, I couldn't think of a time I've seen South Carolina kind of get rebounded, like out-rebounded in that way. And then we see them play against Alabama, a little bit more rebounding by committee type of scenario there. We see Reagan Beers from Oklahoma in that matchup. Not anything too crazy from a rebounding perspective there. I guess from what you've seen from Anissa Morrow, knowing the run that she has been on, and then also what we've seen from South Carolina in the run since Ashton Watkins has gone down, from a rebounding perspective, how are we feeling about South Carolina's chances to keep Anissa Morrow first off the boards, and then subsequently, and probably most importantly, those second chance points that become possible at that point? Where are y'all's kind of minds at with that, and how that matchup might end up going?
So the thing always with offensive rebounds is, like, what are you doing after you get it, right? Like, so Texas doesn't have shooters like that. You know what I'm saying? So they're going back up, and they're going back up for 2 points, right?
Yep.
LSU is a little different now, right? Because they could kick out to some people who can shoot on the perimeter. And so that is like the unique challenge, and why you just can't even let it be a thing if you're South Carolina, because LSU's weapons on the perimeter and people who can knock down shots is so much greater than Alabama or Texas or anything like that. So again, I think, like, I'm not a gambler, but betting against Anissa Morrow to rebound, that's probably like, that's the thing that she's done since she stepped foot in in college. That is what separates her, right? And so I'm not going to say that she's not going to do that today. She likely will. It's obviously, can you make it a tough shooting night for her? And then, really like closing out on the people that she may be kicking it out to when she secures an offensive rebound.
The shooters, I mean, here's the thing that I find to be a little X-factor-ish about this. If you get a good Michaela Williams game, this could be a problem for South Carolina. However, there is a possibility we get a bad Michaela Williams game because she has done that a couple of times this year. It hasn't happened in a while, but there's been some duds in there. There was the 3-for-9 performance in early January against Auburn. And then, you go back actually to December where she had a bad stretch as well. But the last 3 games, man, 8 of 18, 8 of 13, 7 of 11. And if you are able to get that type of production from her, like it's going to be a serious game. The other X Factor player who I'm not necessarily worried about is Kaylin Gilbert, who has the most when lights are bright, give me the ball. She's J.R. Smith to me. Like, like maybe good for a couple of YOLO shots somewhere in a game. She can get really hot. She can get really cold. She can make the occasional bonehead decision, but also at the same time, she could completely turn around one-handed bullshit to go win a game as time's expiring. She's done it twice this year.
Yeah.
She saved their ass against Washington, and then the other one was Tennessee, I believe.
Yep.
And she is somebody who's an older veteran player who is just like, I want the ball in those moments, and is capable of giving you what you need in those moments. And a player like that loves an environment like this.
Yeah.
Like this is Hannah Hidalgo playing like the villain heel, being like, I love pissing. Like this is Christian Laettner shit from that I'm expecting from Kaylin Gilbert if they want to do this. Like if she manages to unlock that piece of her that we've gotten in previous matchups, this is going to get really fun toward the end.
Yeah.
But I'm extremely impressed generally with LSU's ability to shoot from three, because it's not something they do a ton of relative to their counterparts in the SEC and even nationally. But at the same time, they're good at it when they do. Like, they hit big shots when they need to. And that's the thing that I love about this game, is how Dawn Staley and Kim Mulkey mentally prepare their teams. Because the thing that separates the both of them in a lot of ways, they don't make a lot of late game mistakes. It is extraordinarily rare that down the stretch in the fourth, a Kim Mulkey team or a Dawn Staley team will collapse. Usually, you have to beat them. They don't beat themselves. And so this is always an interesting game of two programs that are coached in a manner in which they do not beat themselves at all. And so that's the other thing that's going to be cool about this game, that's been cool about it in past years. People step up in these moments and make some big fucking shots, man.
Yeah.
Like, we're getting some legendary status moments already out of this series since we've gotten to LSU. This, I don't know. I got a sixth sense about this that we might have a classic on our hands tonight. But I'm also an absolutely garbage gambler when betting on my intuition. So if this is wrong and if it's a blowout, you know that I at least gave you the gambling warning up front. Yeah. 877 blah blah blah.
Please call the number. Call the number.
If you're listening to the No Cap Space WBB pregame show for gambling tips, you might have a problem.
Yeah. Yeah. No, this is not the place for that. I ain't gonna hold you. But no, I love the Kaylin Gilbert point you make, because this feels tailored for what she's been able to do for LSU this season. Like relatively out of nowhere, like in the sense of, like, we've talked about, you got the 3 stars that are more than capable to be your go-to at the end of a game, in varying situations. Like, I feel like, generally speaking, one of those 3 players can just about cover whatever situation you are in and what type of bucket you need at the end of a game. And Kaylin Gilbert's just been like, bro, give me the ball. And it's worked. And like, she'll just hit some crazy ass shot. And it doesn't matter. And like, adding that element genuinely, like, off the bench for LSU, because like even in past years, like, just the depth of LSU has never been, especially in comparison to a South Carolina, the depth hasn't been there. So like, you might be able to, when you go star for star with the starters and you rank out the starting positions, you might be able to take some of those positions. But when the subs come in and the rotations start happening, then what? And so that the fact that LSU has a player that has been as capable as Gilbert off the bench in providing that spark off the bench, providing, like, if you're getting 18 plus points from all 3 of your star players, and then you're getting 15 plus from Gilbert, you're feeling pretty good. Now, the question that I had early on from LSU during the non-conference, and like, I feel like it's stabled out a decent amount, but how do you get your perimeter and your post going at the same time? Because it felt like early on during the season, there was a lot of games where it was like, okay, Anissa went stupid this game, but like mild games in comparison for Flau'jae or Michaela, or it'd be the reverse, where, maybe Anissa got, 10 and 10, which is obviously not, bad by any means, but Flau'jae has 25 and Michaela has 22, and finding that balance. And again, not really having Samaya Smith kind of get rolling in the way that I think most people had kind of anticipated, obviously coming off the injury from last year, but like kind of getting rolling in once Angel left in the way that I anticipated her being able to kind of fill in that role. And maybe Anissa takes the star role, but then that second big, that's where Samaya really eats in that way. So if you get,
nobody's saying the sky is falling.
No. Hey, nobody's saying that.
No. Puts on the jacket to shield him from criticism.
No, nobody's saying that. No. No one's saying the sky is falling. But Anissa Morrow's probably
win LSU the game.
It's the best rebounder at that.
South Carolina.
Yeah, Anissa Morrow's probably the best rebounder besides Lauren Betts, maybe, like, that they'll face the entire season.
Oh yeah. Face this season, and you're talking in the country even, like, Anissa Morrow is one of the best rebounders in the country. If like, there's an argument to be made that she is the best. So questioning the rebounding
He's not saying the sky is falling.
No, just
Tyler,
No,
you just
the-
brought up, LSU's guards. We got to talk about SC's guards, right?
Let's
And,
do it. Let's talk.
we got to, because, Raven Johnson, like, obviously Gamecock Nation absolutely adores her.
Mm.
But in terms of like stardom,
Mm.
like Malaysia Fulwiley is supposed to be the
Here we go.
Okay, so what, like, I'm super interested to see, like,
Yeah,
how Don balances it, right? Like, how
Yeah.
do you balance going star for star, blow for blow with LSU
Mhm.
versus like running your own race, right? Malaysia's
Mhm.
averaging something like 20 minutes a game right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You expect Pow to be on the floor for the offense. Curious to see how her defense tonight, right? Too, like, that's another question. So yeah, how do you, like, Malaysia? She's gonna be playing at home, like literally at home,
Yeah,
all the way.
literally.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm super curious to see what the guard rotation is looking like today, especially like you get a sniper like Tessa. Those minutes, those buckets are important.
Mm-hmm.
I do think that Don probably has the harder task today.
Let's get into that.
Like,
Let's expand on that. Let's get into
like,
that. That's interesting.
I'm curious why you feel that way.
because, like, it's first of all, SEC is going to be that's it's in the running right now today. Like,
Yes,
the regular season,
this is the game. This is
so,
the game.
Obviously they want to repeat as national champions, right? But you also, SEC winning the SEC tournament, SEC regular title, I'm sure is just like not just as important, but 1B. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I think I'm curious, but I think you would rather be regular season champions than tourney champions of the SEC specifically.
I can see the argument.
I think.
Yeah,
I think, but you could not win the tournament and still be a 1 seed.
Yeah,
so, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
no, I don't think that's. Yeah, I don't think that's. Yeah, I think that's fair.
So, especially coming out of a conference like the SEC. So, yeah, I'm just super interested to see how she balances that. Like, it's not the Super Bowl, but it's like the conference championship. You know what I mean? Like, it's really, really important. And so, like, will you sacrifice kind of what you've done up until this point to get that win or not? You know what I mean? Like,
no, I'm with you. Go ahead.
I'm going the other way. I think that Kim. I think this is going to be a harder road for Kim Mulkey, and I know we got Shawnee in the wings, so I'll make
do your thing.
The bench. Kim Mulkey doesn't have as deep a team in terms of contributors as South Carolina does, and this is the magic of Dawn Staley operating with her minutes the way that she does, right? Because you run that front line out there, and Raven, is going to play 25 to 30, and they're going to put her out there defensively because she is defensively the best shot they have, especially against Flage. But once the bench comes in, whether it's Malaysia, Tessa, Joyce, even Miriam Dowda now, right? That to me is going to be the harder mission because Kim plays smaller rotations, and playing in CLA, energy is going to be there. The rotations are going to be what they are. Are your 7 going to get tired? And that's what I'm interested to see is, do we get more Jersey Wolfenbarger minutes, who might match up pretty well against someone like a Dowda or a Joyce, specifically a Joyce, because Joyce doesn't bang down low yet, at least, not as much as, a traditional back to basket big would. And Wolfenbarger is a more slender 6'5", shoots the 3. Joyce is kind of a mid-ranger. So I wonder if you're going to get more minutes there. But that to me is why I think it's a little harder for Kim Mulkey, is the ability to go ahead and counter the depth that's been built. But I agree with you, Greer, on the Malaysia point, because they need a big game out of her, and it's been a bit of a mixed bag when it's come to top-end opponents this year. She has had really good games against TCU, for instance. She dropped 20 in that game. I think that was a pretty efficient shooting night for her. Yeah, she was 8 of 15, 5 of 11 against Alabama, 15, 4 and 7 against Oklahoma. Sorry, Tyler. But then, you have that infamous UCLA game. You have the Iowa State game where she goes 3 for 10, the Duke game where she goes 1 for 7. And so I'm really interested in what version of Mylasia Fulwiley we end up getting today. Is my question. And I see we got Shawnee's camera in the backstage.
Hold on. First off, we just hit 200 live viewers in here, so thank y'all for tapping in for this preview. Let's take you into Colonial Life Arena with Shawnee as we are filling up CLA as we speak. Shawnee, if you can hear us, what are the vibes like?
All right, so first off, I'm sorry they had a media meal in the back. Like, they haven't had that in a couple games. Hey, look, they had some beef in the back, bro, with the potato fingerlings. I had to scarf that down real quick. LSU was walking into the locker room as I was coming out. I didn't see Moki, so I still don't have a fit check yet. I know. I just saw the team. I was looking for what's the defensive coach? Big Bob. I ain't seen him. I haven't seen
Big Bob Starkey.
Big Bob Stark. I haven't seen him yet. I haven't seen anybody famous yet, but the vibes are still pretty good. It's filling up. Not all the way full yet, which is a little surprising. Just a little. Still got 30 minutes left. Seems energetic. I'll be on the lookout because somebody famous got to be around here. I was hanging around Will Call to see if I recognize anybody. Like, hey, are y'all famous? Yeah.
So
yeah, I didn't see. Yeah, he's trying to get his crock pot through.
Shawnee, I have a question.
What's up?
On a scale of 1 to 10, how are we expecting the Sandstorm today in CLA?
How are we expecting what now? Sandstorm?
On a scale of 1 to 10, how hyped do we think Sandstorm is going to be in CLA today?
Oh, like one thing you can set your watch to is Sandstorm being hyped. Like, I've never been to a game and Sandstorm has been whacked. So that streak is going. As long as there are people here and they have breath in their body and pulse in their chest, Sandstorm gonna be lit.
Okay, you said streak.
Yes. Hey,
you said streak. Hey. Shawnee, you said streak. Shawnee, please let the people know if they don't know about your streak, and then let us know if you are worried about your streak ending today at the hands of Pinball.
All right, so let me tell y'all, the Gamecocks have never lost a home game since I've been attending, and this is going back to Asia Wilson's last home game. So that's 2018, and then I went to like 1 or 2 before then, and they won. So that's what 7-8 years they haven't lost. Greer, we pull up. Stanford, they don't lose. It looked like we got to Minnesota. I pull up, we don't lose. So I have a streak going. Am I worried about it? A little bit. Because this is the closest matchup they've had since we started playing them. I wasn't worried in Greenville. I wasn't worried when they came here last time. They came to CLA. I haven't been worried since. This is the time when I feel like it is the closest it's been, but I'm here. So now I'm not really worried. You know what I'm saying? I done got me some potato fingerlings. They had the little glazed carrots. I got my belly full. Yeah, they got some beef. I wasn't messing with blueberry cobbler. That's not my speed. But I done got me a good meal. I'm about to give me some Dasani water. I'm going to vibe out. The vibes are good. I don't see family of the players yet. So that's what I'm looking for, everyone in particular.
Please let us know if there are any.
Trying to see, we can get eyes on the target. But I feel good. I feel this is their best shot.
Okay.
I don't feel nervous, but I feel this is their best shot. As y'all saw on our Twitter page, the Malaysia flagey, the lore, it goes back. I was there, my own eyeballs, witnessing that. They was going at it. So I'm looking forward to seeing that again too.
I love it. Shawnee, I see people with the towels already in the background. You ready to go? We ready to sandstorm it? Ready to sandstorm
But
it?
let me tell you something. When you ask about sandstorm, like they didn't give those towels out. Like people remember to bring their towel. Yes, people remember to bring their towels. Grid, when we went to Stanford, I had my towel, right? Like people packed the towels. All right, hold up. Teams are coming out.
Well, here
Let me
we
see something real quick. Hold on, we got live.
It's Smokey.
We got live footage.
Oh,
We got the Gamecocks out.
Okay, warm up. All
right, so we got Gamecocks warming up, right? We was asking about Don Fit. There's Ashlyn over there at the bench. I don't see let me see something. So they'll be coming out this way. Hold on, is somebody? All right, so here's the team.
Right now.
Yeah. So if you turn your head, you'll see.
Got my VR goggles on, like.
And if you look up, exactly, look up. That's usually where I sit. That's where the Chick-fil-A cows are dropped, up there. All right, I'm trying to stall because I'm in somebody's seats right now. So I need LSU to hurry up so I can go back to my seats. Media Row is back there. We got the Gamecocks warming up right here.
no.
These girls are tall. Like, God dang.
I got it.
Bruh.
There we go.
Let's bring this full.
Oh yeah, they trying to make a dramatic entrance. So we're gonna focus on the Gamecocks.
You might not.
I don't know if you can see. We got the post players doing work. We got Sakima, Adele going up. We got D just. All right, hold on. LSU trainers coming out. All right, it's looking like they're about to come out.
Okay, Monkey Fit, come on. Need to see it.
The big reveal.
Shawnee, Shawnee, if you had to pick a key player to this game for a South Carolina win, who are you picking?
Joyce Edwards.
Okay, tell us why. Give it to me.
Actually, no. I'm gonna not follow directions and pick two. It's gonna have to be Pow and Joyce. Like you need that 1-2 punch. You need some stability in the post, and you need stability on the wing. So Pow is gonna have to set the tone with the leadership and what have you before Malaysia comes in, and we need somebody to hold it down in the post. Because I saw Smith. That's a big girl too. Like, God dang, these girls are.
It sure is. Now, are you worried about we were talking about it earlier after you first came on your first live shot. I know we have the South Carolina rebounding since Ashlyn Watkins has been a key point of contention. Are you worried about Anissa Morrow and her ability to rebound the ball tonight for a South Carolina win? Oh wait, you muted yourself back.
I was trying to.
No, we have enough bodies to throw at them because it's gonna have to be by committee, but somebody's gonna have to be the standout. So somebody's gonna have to take that assignment and really try and neutralize her. That's why I was saying I feel like Joyce is up for the challenge, but I think we have enough bodies to throw at them to well, so not we got the bodies.
I'm with you. I think that's fair to say. Look, this is great. You guys this is history. This is no cap space history right now. Boots on the ground at CLA, our very first live shot. So make sure you guys to follow Shawnee's in-game coverage that you're following. Link in the description below. You can find our socials down there to get the live. Oh, are we getting Mogi?
Yep,
here we go. Here comes LSU. Here comes LSU. Hit the court at Colonial Life Arena. Boots on the ground. No cap space. Is Kim Mulkey following suit?
15 years. Bro, they booed him.
Okay, hold on. We got assistance.
All right.
We got
Big
Stark.
Bob.
Big Bob.
Big Bob.
Normal fit. Ooh.
There's
Greetings.
Greetings. Where is she? Oh, Timothy.
Hey, she about to come in like Sting.
Oh my God. She's gonna run in like Stone Cold Steve Austin down the
Glass shattered. My God.
No, I'm trying to see like, is there like a coffin? She gonna come up like the Undertaker and just sit up.
You're just gonna hear the gong, and it's gonna be Kim.
Oh man.
Dude, this is fantastic. This is great.
I do not see her. This is crazy. She really is. And she thinks she Oprah.
You know?
She thinks she Oprah. Because why are you not in here yet?
Is Dawn out there? Do we have a Dawn fit check yet?
Are they like meeting at center court for like a coin toss or something? Like I don't. Because I'm trying to see her too. I see like the cheerleaders are in the way.
Yeah.
No, okay, wait. That's what it is. They're both dropping in with the Chick-fil-A cows from general admission.
Oh, okay. Okay.
They're gonna strap some Chick-fil-A cows and some gift cards, come in from general admission and come down to center court and meet up, shake hands, and that's how we doing this.
Shawnee, correct me if I'm wrong, but there is a Bojangles promo on today.
Bojangles promo?
Is there Bojangles?
It's usually no. It's Hardee's. If the Gamecocks hit a certain number of threes, we get free 3-piece chicken tenders. I've been tearing them things up all season. Let me tell you something. Hardee's got some good tenders. It's well breaded. They have good honey mustard.
Not sponsored. Not a hashtag ad. Not a hashtag ad.
Not yet.
Unless.
Hardee's. When you see me coming with that code, Hardee's, we gonna swap codes. You gonna give me yours, and I'm gonna give you a home field. So y'all gonna be dripped out. We doing an even exchange.
South Carolina pullover, no cat space fish.
We need a crossover. And then somebody has to miss 2 free throws. I think that might be the Bojangles or the Chick-fil-A or something.
That's what I was thinking was the 2 free throws.
But people don't typically miss 2. Yeah, like nobody's missed 2 free throws in like a while, so I don't even remember what it is.
Okay, so if we see 2 missed free throws, we know that something big happened, that history was made at CLA today.
I'm about to eat.
I feel like Shawnee is like talking like Michael Irvin right now behind the South Carolina, talking to South Carolina. Like, this is
they're pow
what
pow.
are you prepared to do about it? Like,
Pow pow. I need chicken tenders. What are you prepared to do about it?
Friend of the show.
There's Tessa. Look, my guards are standing behind. You see my guards standing behind that 3-point line? They know what time it is. They know what is at stake. We got Crock Pot coming to the corner. We got hold up. Where is Dawn?
I don't know
what is going on.
Are you able to make your way onto the court and get us a little closer potentially to see what's going on? If not, it's okay.
No need to wait a long line.
I heard Coach Staley.
Maybe I'm in her spot. Yeah, maybe I'm sitting in her seat. Maybe she's waiting for me to move.
Bro.
She's like, what are you doing? Like, are you serious right now?
We're available. This
is insane. And they still can't find Moki. They know we're looking for the fits.
Yeah.
Also, single game tickets on
it's going to be a big ESPN.
This is insane because now it's like 19 minutes till game time.
Yeah, do you need to go get to your media? Like, I don't know how far of a walk it is.
Oh, wait, there's Simone Augustus.
Yeah,
she's right there. Y'all can't see. I can't.
Yep.
Yeah, y'all probably saw her walk out on the walkout, but she's right there. That's actually really cool.
Hell yeah. Look, this is So, Shawnee, if we were to get a score prediction from you, getting the vibes in CLA right now, let's do some score predictions. What, Shawnee, we'll start with you with your first score prediction, and then Andrew and Greer, I'll get from you guys as well. What are we feeling?
High scoring. All the games have been close, so I'm gonna say we're going into the 80s, and it's gonna be a 5-point spread.
With South Carolina winning it, I assume.
Oh, absolutely.
I figured.
Book it.
Okay.
Hey, if you were on FanDuel right now, if you were on Underdog right now,
No. We
Look.
were already telling people to call the number earlier if they're getting advice from No Cap Space on gambling. We told people to call the number.
I was getting ready to say, look, 42 Doug, this does not include you. 42 Doug, if you were listening, this is not for you.
Not you.
Not you.
Not you. Andrew, if your score prediction.
My score prediction: 74-70 South Carolina.
Okay. I like that.
What? Why? Wait, hold on. Did you just take 10 off of mine? Why did you do that?
I put a number down.
Okay. Hey, all right, I respect it.
Okay. Greer, what are we feeling?
Give me LSU.
Ooh,
83.
Oh.
Give me 83 to 77.
LSU for the win. Okay.
I like it. That's
Okay.
spicy.
That's 2 for South Carolina, 1 for LSU. Man, okay.
Hey, I mean, somebody got to take the quote unquote underdog, air quotes.
Chat, let us know your score predictions. Let me see some score predictions in the chat.
0. Golly.
Bro,
91
hey,
to
bro,
81 in South Carolina. Okay, that's one score prediction. Chat, let us know. Let us know. What are we feeling? What are we feeling? What are the vibes?
say go Cox to Kim. That's insane. You want me to get kicked out?
Do you want boots on the ground coverage?
Right.
What are we, TJ?
Boots in the air as security hauls me out.
Thrown right out. As we wait some more score prediction in the chat, make sure y'all are tapped in post game as well on here because we will be live with a post game show immediately as the buzzer sounds, and Shawnee will be having the post game press conferences uploaded. So we'll hear from us, our reactions. You'll hear from all of the players and the coaches, their reactions as well. Okay, we got more score predictions coming in. 86-85 South Carolina from Joe. We got an LSU pick here. 78-71. Gonna rock with you here. Oh, wow. Okay, we got some blowouts coming in. Hold on. 78-71 SC. 80-57 South Carolina. 88-62 South Carolina. Oh, shit. Hold on.
Some people are out for blood, man.
Hold on.
I like it. Hey, look, I like it. It's a rivalry game. Let's turn that up.
So, Shawnee,
It said curb stomp them.
Is this a rivalry, Shawnee? Before we get into this
I mean,
game?
right now, it's a hot moment. The people hate each other. You obviously heard them boo them coming in. So I think it's something. I don't know what you like. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know what you call it since they haven't beaten South Carolina yet. But it's something. Like, it's provocative. It gets the people going. So I don't know what we qualify that as, but it's definitely something that needs attention and needs to be monitored.
I can get behind that. Chat, let us know too while you bring these score predictions in, because I feel like a lot of y'all are South Carolina fans. Rivalry, yes or no? Because a rivalry to me, it's got to be a little bit more back and forth. A little more back and forth.
No.
I mean, we have scraps, so that's also important. Like, I think you bypass some of that by scrapping.
This is true. Hands have been thrown.
LSU needs to win one of these games for it to be a rivalry. This is little sister right now. Like, LSU has to win one. South Carolina owns the narrative right now. They own the results of this. Like, Dawn is Kim Wilkie's mother. Like, this shit has to.
Woo! Damn. Okay. Oh, hey.
Like,
hey, Andrew, Moki got to give Dawn a baby.
Fight with your
Hey,
ass.
Monkey got to give Don a baby shower gift.
Ooh,
You said Monkey got to give Don a.
yeah. Take
That's what you're telling me.
you got
The official godmother of the SEC.
Take what you gave Kim Caldwell and give it to
That's
Don.
wicked. That is so wicked. Greer, you're familiar with the biggest rivalries in women's basketball, being a UConn
Oh wait,
fan.
Asia. That's Asia Wilson's dad.
Oh,
I know him. Not
Asia
personally, of course.
I
I think Monkey might be at the airport. I'm about to go check. I think Monkey's still in baggage claim.
She got snowed in. This is crazy.
No, her jacket didn't make it through. Her jacket didn't make it through.
She got stopped
TSA.
at TSA. She got stopped. Greer, is this a rivalry yet? Yes or no?
I mean, in the totality, of course, right? Because it probably skews heavily toward LSU in like the history of the SEC conference, you know. But I mean, we need more rivalry. So I'm gonna say yes. It's just heavily skewed right now in recent history towards the Gamecocks.
Okay. I can get
I
behind
will
that.
say this. I will say this. Just because I don't think it's one yet doesn't mean it doesn't have everything to be.
Mhm.
And like Greer's right. We need this, right? So much of rivalry in college basketball is based around coaches. It's Gino Oriema and Muffet McGraw. It's Gino and Dawn. I'm sensing a pattern here. It's Gino and Tara. Like there are all of these back and forth with coaches, excuse me, that are had. And with that in mind, that to me is what makes this have all of the bones of a rivalry is Dawn Staley and Kim Mulkey, because they're always going to be there. And they, for all intents and purposes, like they are the stars of their programs. And so we need some new ones. And this feels like a new one, because you are right, Greer, from a historical perspective. Oh yeah, wait, obviously I left out literally the most important one of all.
Yeah.
Good catch. Thank you.
Yeah.
Pat and
One,
Gina.
that one too.
Common denominator. You know, or something about
Every
Italian.
rivalry needs an asshole. And
The
Gino
rivalry
was always
is
okay.
Italian.
But see, but what makes this one the most not you? I don't know if unique is the right word, but it's the most natural is because they play in the same conference. This is a game we are going to get every single year.
Without fail, yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like UConn, Tennessee, the programs have to agree to play. At this point, UConn, Notre Dame's, the programs have to agree to play. This is on the calendar every single season, whether the programs want it or not.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, you know, obviously you could throw Tennessee in there too, but, you know, it's the only like one where it's absolutely forced that someone is going to do something.
Well, and look, historically, the balance has never been even, really. You know, like the Sue Gunther, Van Chancellor, Pokey Chapman years, like that doesn't come during an era of similar success for South Carolina. Like the first period of Dawn Staley doesn't come with similar success to LSU. This is the first time, God, since like the 80s, maybe the Susan Walvius years in the 90s, or not Susan Walvius, the Nancy Wilson years in the 90s, where these two teams were on like somewhat similar footing from a rankings perspective. Kim Mulkey and Dawn Staley have made these teams perennial top 5 teams in the country. And once we start getting, you know, we have games with stakes. Like this is why I made this a 10 out of 10 on the watch guide, right? Like stakes, stars, coaches, styles, fan bases, brands, etc. It is a 10 out of 10 if you put a game in front of someone and say, this is the type of atmosphere I want to show you, to sell you on the sport of women's basketball. Like this is one of those games that you show them in terms of just like hype on paper. We need production to start matching, like we need results to start matching that. So some of the stakes occasionally go to LSU or go swing back to South Carolina. But we are right now in an era of trying to figure out, whether we know it or not, what the future of college basketball coverage is going to look like. Because up until a recent point, like it was Gino and his rival, whoever it was, kind of making everything happen. right? In terms of the narrative and all of the interest. Then we have a kind of player-centric period with Sabrina and Caitlin, and now Juju is kind of in that realm as well. But the reason that we have that and not the other stuff is because a lot of the big personality coaches are retiring. This is one of those scenarios where the big personality coaches are staying. Like men's basketball has lost this completely, where, you know, there is no more Coach K and Roy Williams. It's like there's Bill Self just, you know, fucking around in Lawrence still. We still have the brand coaches here in women's basketball, and these two coaches are arguably two of the biggest figures in the sport. This is what keeps the NCAA's version of the sport, what college basketball is. This is what keeps it viable. Because as those stars go on to the WNBA is going to get bigger and bigger because it's a star-driven product at the professional level. The coaches are what keeps the consistency of interest at the college level, and that's what this game represents. And to me, this is one of the most important rivalries, or budding rivalries, I guess you could say, that we have in women's basketball. We just need Kim Mulkey to win one so we can really start to give it.
No, we don't.
Talk about hopping in like Sting from the upper
Literally.
deck. Literally.
Hey,
Literally.
no, so I just went to go grab my stuff and sit in my seat in the media row, and like the teams are going back to the locker room, and I still don't see Moki. So like they are really trying to like make this a grand entrance type thing.
They are milking this.
Like I don't know what she's wearing, but like yeah, she might be doing like an Easter sermon. Like she comes in and like floats down from the ceiling on a cloud of light. Yeah.
She has
I got some righteous gemstones type mesh deal.
Oh my god! Dude.
I don't even know how to follow that up. I don't know where to take this conversation.
That's
no. I mean, I
insane.
think listen, all fans, you should want a close game. You should want a tight game. You know, want your team to win, but for the greater good of the game, like we need to sweat for 39 minutes and 57 seconds. We need to sweat. Okay?
Agreed.
See, even Shawnee came behind that. That's how you know. That's what we need.
I mean, like that's my left rational brain or whatever side does the logic. My hate brain is like, no, PTA, what's going on?
Folks, we are an hour into this stream. We are 10 minutes away from tip-off, and we are just awaiting the fits. That is all I am awaiting at this point.
Follow us on Twitter because I'm gonna have it as soon as she walks out, bro. Like I will post it.
I think that is a fantastic call to action in a fantastic way as we wrap this up here for this No Cap Space pregame show. The Twitter link is down below. Shawnee has you covered all throughout the game. If anything happens during the game, if you need something that is not on the broadcast, No Cap Space WBB on Twitter is where you can find it. And tip-off is just mere minutes away. So go follow now and be back here. Subscribe here. Hit the bell so you can be notified when we go live post-game. We will be going live post-game with our immediate thoughts at the buzzer of this game. We are excited for this one. So we'll have your press conferences with Shawnee. We'll have your in-grade coverage with Shawnee, and we'll be back here right at the end of this game to give you everything you need to know and the full breakdown of this game. Any closing thoughts, y'all? We ready to bounce? We ready to go?
I'm ready to watch.
Let's go. Let's
hate.
hoop. Real hoops on deck. We will see you here after this game. Subscribe, like, all of that. And we will see you here for the No Cap Space postgame show right at the buzzer.